Hey y'all, Indy here from the Conscious Club Podcast, and this is the beautiful host this week. What's her name?
Tori.
Her name's Tori, that's right. This week we talk Woody Goss. Now, I want to give a disclaimer to this week's podcast. It's not an apology, it's just a disclaimer. It's going to be a slow burn, much like the stoic himself, Woody Goss. We are going over everything that we could find, really, about Woody Goss. I know there's a lot more, but we're covering the basics here on the Conscious Club Podcast.
Alright, let's start. Who's first baseman? Here comes the pitch.
Yeah, good job, Bubby. Oh, I like these. Bringing us to church. And then that's where Woody takes off and is perfect. I must say, your practice has paid off here today on the Conscious Club Podcast. He prepped.
Practice?
Actually, if you follow us on our Instagram at the Conscious Club Podcast,
There's proof of me practicing.
there's proof.
Behind my back.
And it's saved in our highlights. All you have to do is go to the funky highlight tab and you will see him practicing this song. So, exposed. Funky, funky, monkey. Oh. It's getting lit over here. Got lost. Not yet, cookie.
There's a good 10 seconds ahead of that pitch, John. You gotta swing down a little bit.
He's still going, this guy. He's still going. So I have two.
Welcome.
Oh, I was just about to jump into the show. I totally forgot that we had an intro to do here. I literally was about to jump into this podcast. Hi, everybody. I am your well-fed host, Tori.
Well-fed. You're well-fed.
I'm taking that from Neil Saavedra.
Neil Saavedra and KFILA. But yes, welcome to the Conscious Club Podcast.
Hello.
It is a podcast about Vulfpeck. The number one podcast on Vulfpeck. We are in Zone 2. most of the time. We want to be most of the time in order to succeed in this life. We're not experts on Vulfpeck. I don't know how you could be one unless you're Jack. But we're here to learn. We love Vulfpeck. We want to bring you more Vulf content and more Vulf content into your life because we, as Tori mentioned in prior podcasts, are the IRS of the Vulfpeck. We audit. We find controversy. Well, mostly the TCCP also stands for more than just the Conscious Club podcast.
It does.
It stands for we're treasurers of talent. We are curators of controversy.
100%.
We are creators of content.
Sure.
And purveyors of podcasting. So all that put together, it's a podcast about Vulfpeck. I want to, before we dive in, we can front. I always say front. We can plug. We can plug our Instagrams here. The show's Instagram is at the Conscious Club Podcast on Instagram. Look up Tori's Instagram. She is an incredible artist. She makes some incredible art. Oh my God, is her art beautiful? And that is at Senorita Toria. It's at Senorita Toria. It's a little confusing, but you'll get there.
Now, where do people go if they want to ask us questions or give us submissions of ideas for our podcast?
Boy, I wish that existed. And it does! Hey! Yes, if you have a question for us, you have some info for us, some hot takes, perhaps. Also, you could send in video clips or voice memos of your thoughts of what we say here on the show. Send it to tccpdirect@gmail.com. I wanted to take the Fearless Flyers route and go tccpdirect@gmail.com. Also, the art behind me.
Yes.
Thank you, Cody Sen. It's at Cody Sen Paintings on Instagram. Look him up. Buy his art. He's great. He supplied this beautiful work of art for free. I even asked him if he wanted me to pay shipping, and he didn't even reply at all. Yeah. I was like, "Can I pay you?" And he didn't reply. And then I just got a painting 2 days later.
Love him. So love this guy.
We love you, Cody Sen. More like Cody Zen, am I right? But he is a great artist. This is what the show is about. We push artists. We in every way possible. We push them, we poke, we prod, but we push too.
And if anyone else wants to, if anybody else wants to have us talk about their Vulf art or be featured here on the Conscious Club podcast, be a part of our wall.
Yes. Please send us stuff.
Please feel free to DM us on Instagram or send us an email at tccpdirect@gmail.com, and we will.
Yeah. Thank you to our show contributors, Cody Sen, and Danny Wood, and and all the other people.
We love you guys.
Also, I don't want to get her name wrong. Siobhan?
Yeah, something like that.
Beautiful name, awesome name. She's seen Vulfpeck many, many, many times, and I think could end up being a future contributor to the show. So we have a jam-packed show for you this week. We are diving into a single Vulfpeck member, Mr. Woody Goss, and we're going to dive deep. This is a Vulfpeck member exclusive deep dive into Woody Goss.
Heck yeah, let's get into it. So we started off today's show with Santa Baby. And I want to go into this really cool Vulf 2, a guy named Will Pantaleo made.
Pantaleo?
Pantaleo.
Pantaleo. Mr. Pantaleo, we love you. Beautiful. We'll see what he's got here.
And if anybody doesn't know who Eartha Kitt is, she's the original singer of Santa Baby. The original.
Okay, so this is Vulfpeck with Eartha Kitt. Yep. Vulf 2 by show contributor.
Santa Baby, just slip a sable under the tree for me. Been an awful good girl, Santa Baby, so hurry down the chimney.
Pretty funky.
It's so good. Oh.
That's from the original.
Santa Baby.
Love the backup singers that they got from the original.
Light blue.
Oh, he's gonna jam again, this guy.
I'll wait up for you, dear.
Oh, shit.
Santa baby. So hurry
drums.
down the chimney tonight.
drums.
Think of all the fun I've missed. Think of all the fellas that I haven't kissed. Next year I could be
Trying to be
just
delicate
as
with his finger drums here.
if you check off my Christmas list.
You need one of those brushes that they do on the iPad.
Santa baby, I want a yacht and really that's not a lot. When an angel on here, Santa baby, so hurry down the chimney tonight.
Oh yes, they took the violins from the ridge.
So hurry down the chimney tonight, Santa honey. So hurry down the chimney tonight. So hurry down the chimney tonight. So hurry down the chimney tonight, Santa baby. So hurry down the chimney tonight. So hurry down the chimney tonight, Santa baby. So hurry down the chimney tonight.
Yes. You're literally that drummer from that one clip who's like in church and he's just jamming by himself.
The worship drummer.
Yeah. That's literally right now. You guys, how good is this Vulf 2 by Will?
That was such a good Vulf 2. I love the Vulf 2, that Vulf 2.
Also, I've never viewed this one before, but I did see somebody post a cover
Laura
of
Cole
Santa
mix.
Baby. So I thought we could just check this
Let's do
out
it.
and see how it goes here.
Let's start. Who's first baseman?
I'm ready.
Santa baby, just slip a sable under the tree.
Tell me.
Santa baby, and hurry down that chimney tonight.
Oh my God.
Which
wait.
one was more obnoxious?
Give her a chance.
Santa baby, a 54 convertible to light blue. I'll wait up for you,
Okay, maybe we'll
dear
cut this part
Santa
out.
baby, and hurry down that chimney tonight.
Thank you for joining American Idol, but your voice is shit. Sorry, it isn't. I wanted to be Simon Cowell for once. No, that was okay. You know,
Simon Cowley.
it sounds like
Like they
she's
needed
trying to not be her.
Yeah, she
you
should have
know.
turned her mic down a bit.
Santa baby.
Yeah, that was
Yeah. Well,
a lot.
sometimes we hit the rocks, sometimes we don't. And I love the attempts, you know,
Yeah.
because that's all I do. I attempt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love that. So
What are we doing here?
I'm going off the rails here on the Conscious Club podcast.
What? Is there any explanation to the madness?
So I realized that in all of my deep dives, I usually have a bio, but this guy that we're talking about today is so scarce. And he keeps it so on the DL, this guy, that I didn't include a bio on him, which he doesn't have one on Wiki either.
By design, huh?
But
I wonder if you can like look at Woody Goss LinkedIn. Let's see if we can get a. Let's see if he's that far off. Let's see if he's even more off the map. Oh.
Holy shit.
Stampsfoundation.org. Now this
This
seems
is
like
good.
a credible source for Woody Goss content.
Holy ass.
Oh my gosh.
Whoa.
Okay, let's see what we got here.
Oh wait, is this the Q&A that oh no, it's not. Okay. So let's dive deep into this. This is an alumni website for the
Bear with us.
University
Oh, yeah,
for the
we're
University of Michigan, and it's the Stamps Foundation. It says here, a professional, multi-genre musician, Woody Goss is able to travel the world and share his craft with others. He currently tours locally and internationally with the Celtic band The Olam, and composes and records for the funk band Vulfpeck, who made headlines recently by asking fans to stream their Silent album. We know about that.
Blah, blah,
this is
blah.
quite an old thingy.
He graduated from Niles North High School in 2007. So he's 4 years older than I am. So he's 30.
This is really cool, though. It says, outside of music, Goss is passionate about social welfare and justice, in particular concerning those afflicted by poverty, mental illness, and the prison system. He spent the past year and a half working as a direct care worker for mentally ill clients in assisted living programs. Goss is also a passionate naturalist who enjoys learning about natural sciences such as geology, biology, and astronomy, while experiencing the natural world outside of the wilderness. Goss teaches science, math, and music as a private tutor and hopes to make this a larger part of his career in the future. And now he's a bird watching
Extraordinaire.
leader
Yeah.
person. I forgot what it's called. What are they called? Bird watching.
member.
Bird watching.
Birdwatching specialist.
No, it's like a.
There's a word for
There's
it.
a word for it. Sorry.
Thanks, Danny. Appreciate it. I don't even need to say anything. I just say thanks, Danny, because it's going to be a comment. All right. Well, interesting. Things to learn about podcasting is to maybe we should come to the table with a bio of some sort next time.
The shade of it all.
Not at you or me. It's just we're.
This is cool though. At the University of Michigan, Goss majored in jazz and contemplative studies. Same thing as Joey.
Contemplative.
Yes. During the second semester, he took a course in field sketching that involved a backpacking trip in the wilderness of Big Bend National Park. That's interesting. His experiences in this course sparked an interest in natural sciences that led him to take courses in evolution, ornithology, and agricultural ecology, and more. So, and then in his undergraduate years, he worked as a professional musician while also working at the Museum of Natural History, where he maintained the domestic beetle colony and cleaned skeletons for the museum collection. He also photographed skulls at the university's animal diversity website. You can't say that this is interesting content. He took care of a colony of domestic beetles, which cleaned skeletons.
So at the Greek show, the beetle that
The moth.
no, that wasn't a moth. That was huge. I don't even know what it was. The June bug. The June
bug,
bug
yeah.
came to see Woody. I definitely think was an ancestor of this bug collection, and he was out to get Woody.
The bug at Greek.
Oh, is there footage of it?
I
Please
don't
be
know.
footage of it. Let's see if there's footage of it here,
Or at least an image.
or videos. Click videos and it's a YouTube search. Yeah.
Bug. Oops.
Guess not.
Guess not. It was really cool though.
But yes.
Take our word for it.
I mean, there was 10,000 people there too, or roughly, right? Yeah. Wow, we're
This
hitting
is
the rocks here.
Stop. This is really cool. And in 2011, he traveled to all the national parks across the country. And this led to a position as a wilderness ranger at Zion National Park in Utah. You can't tell me that that's not cool.
No, it is cool.
And then
Yeah.
after his BFA, he returned to Ann Arbor and enrolled in courses to study geology, mammalogy, invertebrate, natural history, genetics, and biochemistry. And then he found employment as a direct care worker for mentally ill people. That's pretty cool.
How do you pronounce that?
Ypsilanti.
Ypsilanti.
It's Ypsilanti. Yep.
Great. Interesting.
This is really cool. I see. I find that interesting, but that's just me. Apparently,
It's a lot at once. I'll be honest.
So that's the bio that you're going to get for Woody. I apologize that I don't have something formal. He doesn't have like a wiki, but he grew up in Skokie, Illinois, this guy.
Skokie, Illinois.
Which is a suburb outside of Chicago. And he still lives in that area today, outside of Chicago. So, yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So I want to do a little journey into a show that we saw at the Troubadour.
Oh, yes. We did go to this show. Yeah.
Yep. Over a year ago now. And this is just, I just want to do a little bit of it. This is Woody Goss's cover of...
True Imagination?
Yeah. Yep. Let's do it up. Somebody said something to Woody there. So talented, this guy.
I'm just mesmerized.
He's so good. Oh no. He's trying to play his piano while it's on its side. So yeah, this is really cute. I wish that there was like a professional recording of this on iTunes. Well, not iTunes, but Apple Music.
It's funny. It's funny how interesting like the podcast's energy can emulate
The music.
the person.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like this guy's the most stoic
For
stoic
sure, this
zen. Feel that energy? But it's steady.
Very steady.
It's very zone 5, but yeah. We can go back into zone 2.
So I want to go into this really cool video that Woody did for Reverb. It's pretty funky.
Welcome back to Experimental Recording Techniques. I'm Noam Wallenberg. We're here at Rax Tracks Recording. We were with Woody Goss from Vulfpeck, and we put together a little bit of a, minute-long track. And this week, Woody's gonna go ahead and put some bass lines on top of that. This week, we're gonna be taking a piano and trying to transform it into a clavy-sounding bass instrument, right? We're gonna use a pretty basic piano sound. We are gonna mic it with a contact microphone. It's just sitting on the soundboard.
I'm going to skip past the boring stuff here.
That signal is a resonance in it. The low pass filter is going to change based on
There
what
it is. Still in this bird shirt, this guy. Corey pops up, of course. Pretty cool, huh?
Very interesting. God, he's like if a person was a simmering soup. You know
really
what I mean?
low boil.
Low boil. Yeah, it's boiling.
A low simmer.
But a very low sim.
Steady, though.
Steady.
He's got stamina.
Yeah, it's like a nice cream of mushroom.
Just a little bubble.
Cream of Goss. What else we got?
All right. Let's go into Woody playing classic piano here.
This is Woody Goss, Just a Gigolo.
That's the song. I thought it was cool seeing him play a different style.
Is this ragtime?
Yep. It is.
Whoops. Dude. He did. Wow. He needs to sign a release form for that video, huh?
Yeah. Here's another one here.
It's Woody Goss. I'm confessing that I love you. God.
I know, it's
How can
great.
you be that perfect with both hands? Like, it's just so good.
No, it's great.
Talk about 10,000 hours. This guy's got 10,000 fucking times 5.
So good, isn't he?
This is an interesting podcast because it's like I've never had so little to say on a podcast before.
I know. well, the thing is though, is that like he's a man of few words, but here we're getting into the meat now. I found a Q&A.
So this was just kind of like we're jump starting the car.
Correct.
Right, it won't start, so you got to roll down the hill and jump it in gear.
Absolutely.
Now
correct.
we're getting into gear.
We're getting into the meat and potatoes here.
Okay.
We still have funny funk today.
All right.
We got an amazing Q&A where the man who says very few words spills some tea. I'm telling you, we got some stuff here to talk about.
Let's do it, yeah.
In a prior podcast, we talked about what Woody's opinion of Corey Henry would be. And we have the truth tea of what Woody thinks of Corey Henry.
Lay it on me.
This is a quote by Woody Goss. When one day I discovered Corey Henry playing organ on YouTube, I had an existential crisis in front of my band. Then a few weeks later, I was sitting across from him playing organ on a stage at Fool's Paradise and had to try to hold it together while we traded fours. That was also the moment I quit music. He is saying that Corey Henry is...
What a humble man.
Corey Henry is so talented.
Is this that show?
It is. I found it. Corey Henry is so talented that he made him have an existential crisis and think about quitting music because of this guy's amazing talents when it comes to playing the organ.
That just goes to show how much humility you need in order to be great.
I know, right?
In order to be great, man. Because it's like, if Woody's saying he should quit because this guy's too good, it's like, if he's saying that, and he makes Jack Stratton look like me, you know?
Literally.
You know what
True.
I mean? Like,
100,000%.
like, yeah, Jack can pump the wah up on a MIDI keyboard and it gets funkier, but like,
Yeah.
yeah.
So let's dig into this show. The show in which...
And please don't tell me they play It Gets Funkier.
I don't know.
Do they?
I don't know. I don't
That'd
remember.
be great. That'd be awesome.
The show in which Woody contemplates quitting music forever.
It is It Gets
is.
Funkier. Oh!
And here's Woody having an existential crisis in the background. When you realize you're not the funkiest no more.
That should be a meme. Ah, okay.
We're at the tunnel. We're approached with the aliens come in. The aliens come in. We're gonna show them the funk. That's what we do. Hit me.
Love the slow-mo though.
Love that. Can we play more of that? Can we cut earlier?
Yeah.
I want to jam out. Can we jam out? I'm already doing it. Let's go. Let's do it. Oh.
Jack is on Woody's Joe Dart has a mustache in this clip. Love that. Oh my god, Theo's in a Southwest Airlines tank top. Of course. I should expect nothing else.
Quick start. 20 minutes uphill.
Woody having an existential crisis. I love Joe's mustache. Stevie Wonder. Love that Stevie Wonder aspect of this.
Come on, Antoine.
before Henry leaves the stage. Love Jack with just a cowbell walking around the stage aimlessly. Oh, he's back.
Oh my god. I love it. Oh man, it's a different kind of podcast. I kind of like this podcast because it, you know, I don't want people to listen to the show and go, just what the hell are you doing? But like, hey, they can switch to another show. They can skip ahead, do what you want. We're jamming out, and I think that's a part of the show that I kind of want to explore more. Where it's like, I think it would be cool. I can bring Jason Lee Bruns in, Mike as Kit, and we'll do a podcast with him on the drums like Purdy. You know what I mean? Like, I think it'd be cool. I can have the jazz bass.
JLB shuffle.
We do some R&B. You know, like,
Love that.
I think it'd be dope. So this, you know, bear with us here on the Conscious Club podcast because, you know, this can turn into a format. You know what I mean? Like, what if we revolutionize podcasting by having like one takes in a podcast form? Wouldn't that be cool?
Love that.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Anyway, we're coming to you with new purveyors of podcasts. So, you know,
We are.
We're laying the road down.
We are. So this takes us into a little bit more of the Q&A here.
Okay.
Would you like to read the next one?
Sure, let's do that. We are all patently.
Patiently, honey. Patently.
We are all. Question number 2. We are all patiently awaiting the new album. Can you tell us about the songwriting and recording process? Mr. Woody Goss says, the recording process is really special. I have a great boss, Jack Stratton. Jack has a comfort fetish. Ooh. And that works out for me because I love to be comfortable. It's kind of how James Brown didn't treat his band. Like the opposite approach.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm recording a Vulfpeck session, I know that I will have a good night's rest, a filling breakfast, no idea what song I'm playing that day, a great deal of laughter, a great deal of dancing on my seat, at least one meltdown about how talented my coworkers are, and plenty of leisure time after we finish recording. If we're in Ann Arbor, I get to contemplate the hummingbirds in the backyard of Tyler Duncan Studios. Wow.
How cool was that statement? Also, you need to...
That is jam-packed. Dude, this further solidifies my respect.
I told
for
you
Jack
I
Stratton.
had meat and potatoes for you. Am I not serving the tea?
Girl, you
Am I
served
not
that
bringing the tea?
You served that tea so hot it burned my mouth.
Exactly. I
Dude.
told you, the man with
All right,
few words.
This is creating conversation because here. I haven't even done anything in my life yet that's worth noting. You know what I mean? Like in terms of creating art and stuff like that. But I have that same sentiment. If I were to get people together to do something like that, I would want everything like that. I would want, you know, all the rest, all the food. You don't know what's happening. It's fun. It's happening. You're laughing. It's not work. It's just creating art. And I think that's so conducive to creating such good art.
Absolutely.
Because this is firing me up.
I know.
Because like this is actually, oh my gosh. Because, wow.
I know.
Like,
and I love this so much because sometimes Jack, because he is so about the music, it comes off like he's very serious sometimes. But this shows how much he loves his friends,
right.
and how much he doesn't want to make it like work because
right.
they're friends and they love it and they love the music, and that's what makes Vulf.
The second it's work, it's not Vulf.
Yeah.
Like the second, no, seriously, because like here's what I get, and from what you were saying, like I definitely think he brings the verse aspect to things when they're recording. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But everything else is fun and cool and like no pressure, because I think like creating an atmosphere like that, and also over time you come to expect that from such a person like Jack. It's exactly who I thought he would be. You know, when it comes to handling these kind of recordings. And also we don't get a lot of info.
I know.
About this about their process. We only get to see what we see in the videos.
So this is a shattering the glass moment here, where we're really seeing what's on the other side and what's really going on in the process.
And also, in creating podcasts and just in my brief time doing this, like when guests come over, I want to make sure we have food. I want to make sure we have a beer or for them or a soda or whatever they like. I want to get ahead of hand.
Yeah. I make tacos. I make food. I make sure everyone's well fed.
Right.
You're well fed host over
Right.
here.
You're well fed host over here. Also, offering to pay gas for people who live farther away, and it's. I lean way more towards that than anything, and knowing that Jack does that makes me want to do that.
For sure.
Because like this is just the beginning, man. We're gonna look back at these podcasting sessions for these X amount of years and go, that's our foundation for this for the future. I see it. You know what I mean? Like, hey, future Indy 10 years from now, look at TCCP, whatever number this is, and know you knew it from the beginning. It's like, if you don't see it, who else is gonna see it?
100%. Yeah.
Dude, Jack Stratton would be such a gift to have on the show. And
Eventually, maybe
necessarily wouldn't be that hard.
Or mushy.
Dude, wouldn't it be great to just have Mushy on for an entire podcast? Jack isn't even here.
Love that.
Seriously, it's Mushy
the whole time.
Yeah.
So I love this second parter to this question.
Second parter.
Because there is a star next to breakfast about when he talks about filling breakfast, and it says down here, the breakfast deserves special mention because Joe Dart and Theo Katzman were really meant to be chefs, but strayed from their spirit path and somehow got wrapped up in the music racket. It's so sad to see Joe Dart perfectly poach eggs for all of us and then go and be an utter disappointment on the electric bass that he is. I love that because it shows another insight that like Joe's an amazing chef and so is Theo, and like that's a really cool insight into their relationship.
And also it definitely points to Woody.
Yeah.
And how
his sense of humor
and also his like, it's like a common denominator of great people is willing to see greatness in others.
100%.
Right? Like, and also I think being prolific, being great is the act of doing that and growing, and not quitting. Because like, Woody could, easily quit,
and been a
like
scientist.
Finger quotes. Right. Yeah. But like, that's just a statement of his humility. Not necessarily that maybe he contemplated ending music, but like, what else are you going to do, Woody? Just watch birds for more time? You know what I mean? Like, you're going to want to hit the Wurlitzer. It's you. So it's like, the act of having those thoughts at all means you're in the right place. 100%. I think it's relatable too, because people who aren't in that caliber yet, i.e. us, we can long to be that, because it's just something that happens over time, and something that you just always trying to do your best, no matter what situation you're in, no matter your ego.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this got me fired up.
I told you I had some meat and potatoes here for you.
Yeah, you got to remind me in the intro to say in the intro to this podcast, where it's like, please, it gets better. Welcome to the Conscious Club podcast.
I love that. So I want to get into this next question that is similar to things that we've talked about in the Joey deep dive, as well as the Corey deep dive, and that is about their place within Vulfpeck. So let's get into this next question.
Know your role.
Vulfpeck wouldn't be Vulfpeck without Woody Goss originals like Fugue State, The Birdwatcher, Mean Girls, and My First Car.
For sure.
You are clearly an instrumental character of the team, but you are perhaps the least theatrical on stage. Your subtle greatness doesn't go unnoticed. However, as fans still flock to your ivory taste buds on the regular, how would you describe your role in the band?
I'm very curious to know.
So Woody says, "Thanks for noticing my subtle greatness, Kendall. You will be rewarded for your loyalty. My greatest gift as a musician might be my ability to be quiet. I mean this when making music, and also when a group of people is coming up with ideas. I've seen a lot of musicians and artists have trouble working in groups because they always need to feel like their voice is being heard. That's how a lot of bands break up."
Humility.
So he's basically saying that like one of his best qualities is the fact that he is a man of few words, and it's not that he has few words to say, because obviously here he is a musician with words. This guy,
Right.
He has a great sense of humor. He says really interesting things, so he has things to say. But when it comes to being in a group, he really knows that for the best of the band, it's best to not always feel like your ideas and things you want to say need to be heard.
Right. I associate with this so much too.
Yeah.
Where it's like it's a conscious decision you make too, and I'm sure like over time it's more of a natural reaction to things. But I've definitely even noticed in meetings at work, just shutting up until like either a consensus has been made or there's a lull, and then based on what you've been actively listening on, be able to go, here's what you're saying, here's what you're saying, here's what you're saying, here's what I'm saying. Here's all factors considered, instead of like one factor gets said and then you butt in.
Right.
And then another factor gets said and then you're like, you have something to add to that. Whereas you can just let everything unfold and go, here's everybody's hands. What if we did this? You know, it's active listening. So it's not that he is a man of few words, but it's a man of intense discipline on communication, where it's like, I value that. I super associate with that too.
Yeah.
Because I find myself kind of like interjecting when I shouldn't too. It's also like, it's a trait men have too. Where it's like, you just feel you have to be fucking in it and a part of the conversation, where it's like, you can just hear everybody's thing and then go, here's the state of everything. What do you want to do now?
Yeah.
You know, I super cool.
Yeah. So this reminds me of a quote that I like a lot, and it is that sometimes those who speak most often actually have the least to say. And that kind of reminds me of this, because it's like, even though he does talk the least out of everyone, those words that he does say have the most quality to them.
Right.
Because
like
he
the
does
most
speak
weight.
so few.
Right.
So little.
Yeah. He's like the human equivalent of Vulfpeck distribution. Right.
I love that. You're going to have to contextualize that for me.
Well, no, it's the scarcity model.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, he is the human representation of the scarcity model.
Right,
guy.
yeah. And I think
100%.
I think it's definitely, if most of the world operated like Woody Goss, boy, wouldn't the world be a great place. I mean, I'm grateful to be alive, but there's some shit that happens in this world that I wish Vulfpeck was there for, because it probably would have stopped.
Yeah.
Had the funk been floating around.
Yeah.
Great takes. Solid take.
Right? I really loved this Q&A, because it's like, we don't very often get to get Woody's perspective on things, so it was super interesting.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Awesome.
One of the other few times that Woody talks is in an interview with Allegra. Yeah.
Do
So
you
let's
like the
tune in.
packets, or do you like flavor it yourself?
What packets?
Was that flavored oatmeal? Or just plain?
Bananas and cinnamon.
Did you like the packets, or do you like flavor it yourself?
What packets?
Like, they make the pre-made oatmeal packets.
Oh, no. I just put some cinnamon in there.
Exactly. Because it's very easy to be lazy.
What kind of a
when it
question
comes
is
to
that for
oatmeal,
Woody
but then
Goss?
you're
Any
you don't
Vulfpeck
feel as
member.
good afterwards, because you're like, I didn't make this. Let's lead off with the beginning, chronologically speaking. How did you get started playing music?
My dad played jazz piano, and he would like continue to noodle, throughout my childhood.
Noodling.
So
Noodling.
I heard all this jazz stuff from a very early age. I didn't like jazz at first, but I started taking classical lessons, and my brother did. My brother did it first, and I just wanted to do it because he was doing it, I guess.
Yeah, so you chose keys as your main instrument because of your dad and your brother?
Yeah.
Did you have a piano in the house?
Yep.
Awesome. How many other instruments do you play?
I mean, I can
make sounds on a lot of things, but I don't, I haven't really spent time on much else.
Mm-hmm. Do you remember what your first meeting with each of the Vulfpeck guys was?
I guess I met, I not really, but
wasn't a notable mention.
They have told me we met at Canterbury House.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely met Theo when I was visiting the school. And yeah, Jack and Joe I met at Canterbury House. Because I used to work there doing the concert series.
Yeah, so that was like a venue on campus?
Yep, a church venue.
What kind of shows did you book there?
Great interview, this interview.
That's why I labeled it on the rundown Awk interview. Listen, I love Allegra. But
we love her so much.
Yeah.
No, seriously. Like, who, they're purveyors of the pack,
Yeah.
But I think this gives me, this makes me excited to bring somebody onto the show.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying anything bad about Allegra, but I think we could do a better interviewing job. No offense.
Shots fired.
Seriously, zero offense. Woody needs to come on here next time he's in LA.
That'd be cool.
That'd be great.
That'd be really cool.
Yeah, maybe we should do a State of the Vulf with Allegra. I should ask Allegra if she's ever in California. We can.
That'd be cool.
That'd be cool. Anyway, just a couple more seconds of the awkward interview here.
Yeah, we'll watch a little
from
bit more.
Allegra's YouTube page, which is Allegra space stop. It's ginger time.
A lot of different stuff. Interesting stuff.
Do you remember like the best show that you put on there?
Yeah.
What was it?
Joey Dosick, for sure. Yeah, he always brought the house down there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So when booking a show, what kind of experience were you trying to create? Since it was not really a traditional venue.
Yeah, it was a very small, quiet place, and so there was the potential to be
Love the birds
a very
chirping.
moving,
It's very
intimate
Woody.
experience.
And
Everyone
his
always
bird
says
shirt, of
intimate.
course.
But you know the feeling.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's a buzzword, but it's also kind of true. Like that is important.
Buzzword.
Compositionally, your songs are definitely favorites in the Vulfpeck catalog when they pop up. When you wrote Deantown, did you intend that?
His facial reaction to that was almost like he didn't believe her. You know what I mean? Here, let's just go back.
Are definitely favorites in the Vulfpeck catalog when they pop up.
Woody, we love you, and I'm telling you that you are an amazing musician.
You're your worst. You're your
worst enemy.
When you wrote Deantown, did you intend that to be the Joe Dart feature moment that it became?
I definitely, knew we had a good bass player for it. So, yeah, I was trying to do a bass song for Joe, and also. Part of it was the beginning part of it was based on something that I saw him do a lot during live shows, and I was like, we don't have this in a song yet. Something where he's going like.
Oh yeah, like when he would do like the Beastly solo, that kind of thing.
What do you mean?
Like
yeah, you're right.
Oh,
it was
my
probably
God.
during the Beastly solos. Wow, yeah.
When you're writing songs, what is your demo
give me
process?
anxiety
Like,
as an
on the
interviewer.
computer? Are you doing like voice memos?
It gives me hope. Seriously gives me hope because whenever somebody from the Vulf Sphere gets on this show, it's going to be in zone 2, not 4 or 5. Yo.
Yeah.
Allegra, we love you. Woody, we love you. But damn, that was an awkward interview. Damn, dude. Could you get any more sauce with that awk? That was the awk sauce, dude. All right.
I love Woody, and you need to believe that you're good and amazing because you are. I'm going to say that. Even though I don't know if he'll ever see this, but I'm just telling him.
Yeah, Woody. No, I mean, no joking. Yeah.
Literally. So I do want to touch on something that we talked about earlier in the impromptu bio. And that was the fact that he and also Joe, which we'll talk about in the Joe deep dive coming up eventually, that he played with a, are they Irish? The Olam? I think they're Irish, yeah. The Olam group.
I know the Irish and the Scottish get really...
Yeah, so they're a European group, and
they're
I'm pretty
Irish.
Yeah, they're Irish, and this is a group that Woody as well as Mr. Joe Dart have played with. So let's dig in here, and I made a note that we can see him really well at 206. So let's jump to it. I'm doing my indie voice.
Love your host voice.
Thanks. There he is. Woody in Europe, man. Joe might be with him in this.
It's a shifty-eyed man.
Yeah. Whenever I hear this instrument, it just reminds me of Lord of the Rings. There's Joe. They usually play together when they do play with them.
Yeah. Also, Tyler Duncan's in this band.
Yeah. These flutes just always remind me of Lord of the Rings. And The Hobbit.
I love the overall tone of this band.
Yeah.
It's like folky, but like
very Zone 2.
Zone 2.
But relaxing at the same time.
Right. There's Mr. Duncan.
There he is. That guy has your facial reactions.
He looks like Sal from Impractical Jokers. And this is on Debarra's Folk Club YouTube channel.
That's what they're playing.
Yeah, it's called The Olam, the Tryst After Death live.
3 thumbs downs. Who are those people?
I think it's the people who did thumbs down when they saw his shifty eyes.
True.
Like, I really liked it until I got really creeped out by...
It'd be kind of cool one day if they opened for Vulfpeck.
That would be dope.
They could do an American tour. That'd be cool.
They'd provide a great foundational energy.
There's Woody.
Oh, man. He looks like every bartender in every old Western movie you've ever seen.
Yes, he has that mustache.
Which, like, that mustache or that facial hair style came back in like the 70s randomly.
Handlebar. Jamming.
Beautiful.
So yeah,
yeah, check out the Olam.
Yeah, and then also you can look forward to the fact that we're also going to do a Joe deep dive, and we're going to do more Olam stuff in that as well. So, hell yeah! Just giving you a taste of what's to come here
Dope.
on the Conscious Club podcast. So,
love Sal.
I have his if nobody's been before, I have his website queued up here.
Woody'sNatureWalks.com.
If you are ever in the Chicagoland area and you want to go and just taste and soak in all that nature, you can go on a nature walk with Woody and learn more about birds. And you can email him. And also, too, he does this thing where since he's touring and going around the country, you can send him an email and you can check out his upcoming locations and go wherever he is in the country. So you don't even have to live in the Chicagoland area or visit the Chicagoland area. So this is pretty
really
cool.
Called Chicagoland?
Yes.
Why?
I don't know.
They're tired of getting called Second City, so they're like, "No, we're Chicagoland, just like Disneyland."
It's kind of instead of saying the Chicago area, it's kind of like because places outside of Chicago are so close to Chicago, there's like Chicago.
So like
area.
similar to how the Lonely Town, Hero Town, Lonely Town, Hero Town,
Dean Town,
and Dean Town is the Tri-Town area.
Yeah, exactly. It's the Tri-Town area, man.
Okay. So okay.
Heck, yeah. Also, he has a cute little bio here.
Oh, we got a bio. We found a bio about an hour in.
Yeah, we got one.
Woody has been taking people on bird walks for more than a decade and has done birding trips to 5 continents. He loves to help people build relationships with the living world around them, in a world often obscured by growing human impacts. My parents would roll their eyes at that sentence, but...
That's you, climate change. We're talking about you. Yeah, that's right. We called you out here on the Country Club podcast.
When he's not in the woods, he can be found playing in a house rhythm section for Vulf Records, where he has appeared on tracks such as Funky Duck and Birds of a Feather.
As if he's not in every track.
I know.
He's so humble, this guy. I love him.
it.
I love him so much. So, I also, in my deep dive, found that he has a YouTube channel that I didn't even know about. And it's super cute. Like, it's the cutest thing you have literally ever seen.
Oh.
And it's just birds.
It's
just
birds?
bird quizzes. Yes.
Bird quiz. Can we take one? Is it a quiz?
This is his YouTube channel. How much do you love him?
So great.
How much
What's the quiz though?
do you love him?
Is it what kind of a bird is it?
Yeah, so you basically
Pleated.
okay, so basically like it's like this, right? And you have to guess the species, and then you hit show more, and then you can hit,
Pileated woodpecker.
yep, pileated woodpecker. So that was that one.
Beautiful. Birds.
How can you tell from this far what they are?
Is that the Olam playing in the...
No, it'll say in the bottom when we open them. I'm gonna say crows.
Let's say North American crow.
Yeah, North American crow. Okay, let's take a look. Ann Arbor, Michigan.
Ah.
American crow.
Ah.
Indiana Fawcett for the win, you guys.
Was I wrong
No, you were right.
by saying North America?
No, because they are a North American crow. You're in North America.
Heyo! You want to go on Indy's nature walk?
Number 26. Seagull.
It's a... God, I want to say a western seaboard seagull.
Okay, let's see. In Michigan again.
It's not western seaboard. Bonaparte's
Gull.
gull.
He's a gull, this guy.
Interesting.
All right, we have one more.
All right. Well, there's many more, but that's all we'll allow. Aww.
They're duckies. Well, this one might be, what do you think, Canadian?
Perhaps
Oh,
Canadian.
his head is fat. Round.
Whoa. Let's see. What bird
Not
is
fat
this?
shaming.
I mean,
Are these ones called like goons or something like that? Like,
I don't know. Shall we?
there's something else.
A hooded
Mallard.
merganser and
Mallard. WSG Mallard.
Interesting.
The World of Warblers. I love that this is on your thing now. This
Great.
is so great. Yeah. So you guys, please, if you haven't, please know that there is a Woody Goss YouTube channel. It has nothing to do with well, it does have something to do with music because he does label the music in there, and there's jazz.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. But
Great stuff.
yeah, love it.
All right. What else we
Love it,
got?
love it.
We got more here? What else we got here, huh?
I wanted to mention notable mentions.
Oh, Black Wing Stilt. It's one of my favorite
This
Woody
is
songs.
literally when Indy found this. This is what he played for like a really long time. Also, Santa Baby too. When we first met,
Yeah.
especially like around Christmas, he was obsessed with Santa Baby. Loved it. This is such a good song. This is Woody's. So good. Please know that that's Indy.
Yes. Sorry, we're back here on the Conscious Club podcast. Got a system overload. Got a system overload. Didn't expect to get a system overload on this show when I have a 2018 Mac Mini running Logic Pro X through my Scarlet Eye, 18 Eye, 20.
No dislikes on this video. I must mention.
No dislikes.
So yeah, this is Black Wing Stilt by Woody. He is still jamming this guy. Indiana.
That's the actual reaction of.
We're getting to that next. We're getting to that next.
Yo. No.
What do you do?
Okay. I'm sorry, guys. This is the most interesting podcast yet.
This is interesting. Highs and lows here on the Conscious Club podcast.
The highest of highs and the lowest of lows. That's just so funny. It's
coming
like,
off a high here.
This is the podcast version of what Mexican speedballs feel like.
Or roller coasters, to be honest.
Yeah, that's probably more accurate. You know, Mexican speedball being a meth and heroin at the same time.
Can't relate.
Couldn't relate. Well, I mean, maybe.
Yeah, you can.
Maybe. What?
Your brother.
Well, I can relate. I haven't done it.
I know you haven't done it, but you know others.
Maybe THC and caffeine.
True. That is definitely the indie speedball.
That is the indie speedball for sure. All right. Are we
We're
rounding
running
out?
into Funny Funk here.
Oh, we're into Funny Funk now?
We're going in now. We're
Great.
diving head
Let's do
first.
it. Very interesting show.
I know. And we have for you a full Woody related Funny Funk. Do you want to change your battery? Okay.
And welcome back to the Conscious Club Podcast, the Woody Goss edition of the Conscious Club Podcast. Well, we're rounding in Funny Funk, yes.
Yeah. All right. Are you ready for Woody Goose?
I am. What is this?
Woody Goose.
Biggest influences, probably Stuff, Muscle Shoals, Swampers, Mother, Father, Sister, Brother, Captain Crunch.
What the hell?
Literally you.
This is a meme.
Literally this whole thing needs to be memes.
It's the face you make when you realize that Santa Baby isn't on any album.
New York's financial elite.
That was really...
How good.
That was interestingly terribly great.
That's you. He's heard this spiel so many times.
Biggest influences, probably Stuff, Muscle Shoals, Swampers, Mother,
This is every woman after being in a relationship for like more than 50 years with their husband, and they've heard every story that their husband's told already, and they're at a dinner party and they're like, this fucking bastard, shut up. Especially the part when he mouths the words to exactly what he's saying at the end.
New York's financial elite.
So good.
He's like, Jack, you made me talk. I hate you.
I know. So next
That's
we
Funny
have
Funk.
a really cute Woody bird watching video.
Hi, I'm Kendall Deflin, and I'm here with Woody Goss,
Yeah, the binoculars here.
Central Park, huh?
keyboardist of Vulfpeck, who after 3 sold-out shows at the Brooklyn Bowl still finds time to birdwatch. How are you? Are you tired?
Yeah.
When was the last time you went bird watching?
2 days ago.
Oh.
In Central Park. I hear tweets. You hear tweets?
Is there a particular bird that you're in search of?
Warblers.
Warblers.
It's fall migration, so...
What do they look like?
Well, they all look a little bit different, but
Further back where it's like lighter.
but they're small, brown. Sometimes they have a little yellow. Did you see it?
I can't get it in here.
I think we saw 3 species of woodpeckers today.
4, including the Vulfpecker in the room.
Anyways, I thought that was really cute. It's not
Great.
necessarily funny funk, but it's lighthearted,
Right.
good stuff.
So that was
Woody birdwatching video.
Could we? Whose channel was that? You mind?
Oh
Just wanna
yeah,
give
of
credit-
course.
credits
Let's
to-
give credit to
Hi, I'm Kendall Deflin.
So this is
Live for Live Music.
Live for Live Music. Get a better editor over there. Live.
At
Live
least
for Live
sound
Music.
mixer.
Gee, both sound mix. I mean, you have Woody. Come on, bro.
Mm-hmm.
The editing is atrocious. Anyway,
Giving credit though.
give him credit where credit's due.
And shade where shade is due, because we are the
Conscious.
auditors
We're the auditors of the pack.
and everything around
Yeah.
us. So next I just have this really cute Zen photo of Woody, and it just makes me really happy. It's shared by Joe
Is that
Dart.
Tyler Duncan studio. It looks like it.
It looks like in Ann Arbor. Yep. I thought it was really cute.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And that's Funny Funk, huh?
No.
Oh,
Look at this
we
folder.
have more Funny Funk.
Look at this folder. Prepped and primed.
Sorry for this.
Squeaky
damn mic.
booties. All right, so next we're going into just our funny funk, the rest of our funny funk here. We have a post from the Vulfpeck by Jack, and it says, "At my first and only Vulfpeck concert at North Coast, I threw my visor up on the stage and Woody wore it. I'm going to MSG, but I don't know if I can top this."
That's great. That's incredible.
How cool is that?
How what the humility oozing from this man.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. This is from pack member Jarl. Yes, that is
Jarl?
his real name, is Jarl. Jarle.
Not Ja Rule, but Jar.
This is, he ran into Woody and he was wearing a Woody Santa Baby sweatshirt.
That's cool.
Yeah. So it's pretty cool. Okay. I can't get this to
I don't know what's wrong.
open here. There we go. I got it. So it's Woody and then the Woody hoodie here.
Right.
This is just a cute picture. Woody Goss appreciation thread. Why is he the best member of Vulfpeck, and how can it be legal for someone to be that cute? Member Max. Indy's over it. Anyways, so he has a not helping me here. We have a post by Drake on the Vulfpeck. And he said that so Woody has a personal Insta, and it's Professor Goss, and he has no posts on his page, but he was broadcasting to his Instagram story the other day playing clarinet with these really close-up shots, and it was great.
Wow. Pack member Drake.
And I have some close-ups.
He's providing the content that matters. Look at this. On the Clary, huh?
And the Clary.
Okay.
This guy. And this is just like one of my favorite photos of him.
Aw.
And then I have this.
Yes.
As those around you struggle to find the note, the stoic remains centered and simply executes. And
As those listen to the Conscious Club podcast Woody episode, the stoic remains centered and simply executes.
And this is by Vulf Memes, our
Yes.
friends at Insta.
Vulf.memes on Instagram.
Yeah, and we have another one from Vulf Memes.
Love this.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Battery running empty as soon as you see Woody Goss.
And
Very
that's him at the Troubadour.
It is.
Yeah, we were there.
It is. We also have this Steal This Look, and it says, "You can't. Woody weaves his own clothes from all natural hemp that he grows himself."
I believe that.
Love that. And that's it.
Look at that.
That is funny funk, you all.
A very interesting podcast.
Leave it on this image.
Yes, please leave it on that image. And we'll round ourselves out here.
With a tag.
Yep.
Oh.
Let me switch instruments.
He is a full percussion
Sorry,
boy.
y'all. Swap.
There he goes.
And this has been the WOODYCAST. No.
The Wonderful World of Woody.
Wonderful World of Woody. Thank you for listening. And we'll see you next week.
Hey everybody, Indy here, and thanks for watching the Conscious Club podcast. Please be advised that this is a fan-made podcast. Even though we would love nothing more, we are not associated with Vulfpeck, Vulf Records LLC, Vulf Productions Inc, or any associated acts tied to the greater Vulf umbrella. We do this show out of love, not for monetary gain. We simply wanted an outlet like this to exist, so we made it happen, and I hope that's okay. Thanks for watching, and always remember, fee fi fo fum.